Hi, so this is my audience of 8. I don't know if you can tell that very well. I'm gonna stand. Hi, my name is Haley Jennings. That is very loud, actually. There we go. So my informative speech is about the causes and effects of depression and what that has on the people physically and the people around them. So if you ever read Catcher in the Rye, the author kind of depicts depression in the form of Holden. And one of these instances is a quote from Holden in the book saying, "I felt like jumping out of a window. I probably would have if I had been sure somebody would cover me up as soon as I landed," which is very depressing. So the reason I chose to do this speech is because I wanted to inform people, and I wanted to have people who are struggling with depression or have in the past know that they're not alone. So my credibility, so I actually have struggled with depression in the past and still currently do. So I just thought that I would give my 2 cents on this topic. So whether depression is a chemical imbalance, brain anomaly, a physical illness, or maybe even a coping mechanism for trauma, it all depends on each individual's needs and life experiences, and each impact is different, such as some can be behavior, mood swings, or maybe some kind of negative attachment. So some of the causes of depression, there are a lot. Not all of them are 100% proven, but biology is one of them. Whether it's a chemical imbalance in the brain, there might not be as simple as an answer to that. Depression is linked to the neurotransmitters that control serotonin in your brain. And serotonin can control things such as sleep, aggression, eating, and maybe even sexual behavior. Decreased serotonin can cause depression, anxiety, anger, and maybe even suicidal thoughts. Another potential cause could be genes or genetics, although this is not 100% proven. It is very doubtful that you can inherit depression from your parents or from your grandparents. But there is a unique combination of genes from your parents that can sometimes be predisposed with a particular illness such as depression. And the last cause I have is trauma. So this is the biggest single factor that causes depression is trauma and PTSD, which goes very hand in hand with depression. If you are living through a traumatic experience or it can alter your views and your feelings. You can also have a continued feeling of sadness, and it can interfere with your ability to function normally. Some things that can cause this trauma are things such as abuse, neglect, assault, rape, everything like that, which is absolutely horrible. So some of the effects that depression can have are especially on relationships with the people around you, such as family, coworkers, partners, significant others. In a romantic setting, a person with depression might feel inadequate or might need more reassurance. And maybe they could have some kind of performance anxiety, low self-esteem, decreased or increased sex drive, and maybe or maybe not overdependence. It can also promote negative energy into the world and the world around them, such as like social difficulties, like facing relationships, and maybe a lower level of empathy. And the second effect I have is on your overall health. It could be, sometimes the physical effects could also be worse than the mental effects, which can have a dramatic decline of the quality of life. Some things that could be considered health issues for somebody that has depression are a weakened immune system, an increased pain sensitivity, weight fluctuations, higher or lower sex drive, constricted blood vessels, risk of heart attack, cleanliness, fascination with death, memory or decision-making trouble, insomnia, or feelings of loneliness, sadness, or emptiness. Now, my last point is how to help people that have depression. Things such as starting the conversation, saying that, there's a problem and needing to recognize that, because that's the first step into recovery. Second is encouragement. They might need a little push to help prolong their recovery process. You can maybe indicate treatment options, but you always must be sensitive and try not to force treatment upon them, because in the end, it is ultimately their choice. Lastly, all they really need is support. As somebody who lived with depression, the only thing I ever really wanted was to be loved, appreciated, and supported. And I wanted to know there were people there for me. And I'm sure a majority of people with depression feel the exact same way. And support must be ongoing, such as like physical, emotional, and even social. So lots of things can encompass depression, and it has an effect everywhere. Dealing with depression isn't easy for both sides of the spectrum. Depression can happen to anybody, and it is very important that we understand and can control it.